From the dusty pitches of Mosi das Cruzes, where a street smart kid with boundless flair first turned heads, Neymar da Silva Santos Jr. ignited a football revolution. At 17, he was Santos' teenage talisman, netting 14 goals in his 2009 debut season and orchestrating their 2011 Copa Libertadores glory, the club's first since Pele, with his 6 goals and audacious dribbles that echoed the legend's magic. By 2013, Barcelona had shelled out 88 million euros for the prodigy, and he repaid them in spades. 105 goals across 186 games, forging the unstoppable MSN trident with Messi and Suarez, clinching a 2015 treble in the La Liga title, Copa del Rey, and Champions League final, and engineering the miracle of La Remontada, a 6-1 thrashing of PSG in 2017, where his brace and stoppage time assists defied all odds. The 222 million euro PSG switch in 2017 was meant to crown him king, free from Messi's shadow. He delivered fireworks, 118 goals and 173 outings, 7 Ligue 1 titles, and gems like his 2018 hat trick against Red Star Belgrade or steering them to their 2020 Champions League final. But in 2023, 100 million per year Saudi payday lured him to Al Hilal, a stint cut brutally short after just 5 games by a ruptured ACL and meniscus during Brazil duty, sidelining him for an agonizing 15 months. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, make sure you give it a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're finally doing our FC26 giveaway that we're celebrating our 10,000 subscribers that we hit a couple weeks ago. And the way to qualify or enter the contest to win is you must comment down below in order to try to win FC26. I'll be picking one lucky winner in a week from this video, from the comment section, to win FC26. You're not going to want to miss that. So make sure you comment down below, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that little bell notification so you never miss a video. Now, back to the video. Those injuries, they've been a relentless saboteur of Neymar saga. The 2014 World Cup vertebral fracture from Camilo Senega's challenge, the 2018 metatarsal break that crushed his Russia dreams, the 2019 ankle tear erasing Copa America, the 2022 Qatar ankle sprain, persistent hamstrings, abductors, and that 2023 ACL horror, totaling over 1,200 days lost since 2017. Off-pitch storms from lavish parties to legal tangles amplified the chaos. The heir apparent to Messi and Ronaldo, he graced greatness in flashes like that 2015 Champions League final solo masterclass or Brazil's 2019 Copa triumph, but the Ballon d'Or eluded him, stuck in top 5 purgatory. His potential a tantalizing almost rather than an emphatic is. Yet in a poetic full circle, Neymar returned to Santos in January of 2025 on a short-term deal, rekindling roots at the club that birthed his stardom. He's shown glimpses of vintage brilliance, 6 goals and 1 assist in 21 appearances across Serie A, Paulista, and Copa do Brasil, including a brace in a 3-1 rout over Juventude and a decisive strike in a Paulista quarters against Red Bull Bragantino. But the injury curse lingers. A left thigh tear in April, forcing him off in tears during a 100th minute Villa Belmiro game, a right thigh edema in August, and a fresh muscle strain just last week, missing chunks of the season and keeping him from Brazil's squad for 2 straight years. With his Santos deal coming to a close at the end of December and fitness fights persisting, rumors are swirling of a sensational free agent leap to enter Miami in 2026, reuniting the MSN magic with Messi and Suarez under Florida's sun. Now that we talked about what Neymar has done throughout his career prior to him possibly coming to MLS, I want to talk about why it would be bad for Inter Miami or why he should sign for another MLS team. And first off, there are rumors reported that Neymar wants to come to Miami and Miami is interested in Neymar. I've heard for a long time that they've said that their dream is to have MSN at the new stadium, which is supposed to open up in 2026. And, Neymar, obviously, for many reasons, we know why he wants to be in Miami. Fits his lifestyle. I think he loves Florida. He wants to reunite with 2 of his former teammates, maybe even a former coach. We'll see if that happens at the end of this year, if Inter Miami makes a coaching change. But there's a lot of reasons why this shouldn't happen for Inter Miami. One of the things is that Inter Miami has been old since Messi has came to Inter Miami. They've been old. They signed Sergio Busquets, they signed Jordi Alba, they signed Luis Suarez in his second year. They got Oscar Ustari, who's a goalkeeper who's almost 40. Anybody who's watching Inter Miami knows that this team doesn't need to get older. They need to get younger. They need to sign players who are not past their prime. They need to sign players who are in their prime, players who can do the running, and players who can be dependable and play a lot of the games. Does any of those things I just named sound like they fit the description of Neymar at this point? No, they don't. Neymar is continuously injured. I don't think he's motivated, and I think that he has bad fitness issues. We Anybody who's watched him or followed his career know that these have been things that have derailed his career and probably limited him from being as good as he possibly could have been. Thought his ceiling was very high, and he probably should have won a couple Ballon d'Ors with the talent level that he had. Now, a lot of you are going to call me crazy. Maybe you won't, but I think Neymar, watching him out throughout his career, he was every bit as talented as Messi and Ronaldo. He was that level of star. It was just the everything we've listed before that has completely derailed him from ever reaching that true potential. So I think with those naming the older guys that have played on this team, and obviously him being injury prone is a reason why. One of the reasons why I don't think Inter Miami should sign him, and I think it'd be bad for the team. Another reason is that Messi, Suarez, and Neymar would be the worst version of MSN. These guys are not young anymore. Messi's going to be 39 in June. Suarez is going to be 39 in January, and Neymar is going to be 34 in February. Yes, of course, if you're a Barca fan, if you're a fan of any of these players, you would love to see them reunite and play one more time. But it's just not good football wise at this point. Messi's aged well because he's the best player of all time. He can still pass, he can still score. He's aged gracefully. Okay, Suarez, if you've watched him in MLS recently, we call him La Tortuga because he can't run. He's slow. He doesn't have it like he used to anymore. And like I just said with Neymar, we've listed all of the complaints about Neymar at this point with his health, with his fitness, with his commitment, all big question marks. Them all three together would be a shell of what we remember from 2014 to 2017 at Barcelona, a club that I love. I'm a huge Barcelona fan. This would be a shell of that former trio. Also, another thing is, would signing Neymar make Inter Miami any bigger than it already is? A lot of the people at Inter Miami, more specifically the front office or the ownership, think that signing this trio again would somehow make them more money, make them a bigger club than they already are. How is that possible? You already have the biggest star of all time in Messi. I just don't see any fans who aren't already watching Inter Miami saying, "Yeah, I'm going to watch Inter Miami now because Neymar's there with Messi and Suarez." I feel like they've pretty much, I don't want to say capped their audience or their fans, but I do think that I don't see him adding any new fans that they don't already have. Is there going to be any Brazilian fans that are going to now be Inter Miami fans because Neymar's there? Sure, yes, there might be a couple, but nothing too drastic. I think it would be small in comparison to what Messi's done. Obviously, there's not going to be any new fans that they didn't already have. And this is probably the most important thing. And also, guys, I want to know what you think. I mean, are you wanting Neymar to sign with Inter Miami? Do you want to see MSN one more time, even if it is a shell of what it was almost 10 years ago? Do you want to see Neymar go to Inter Miami and make MSN again? Or would you rather see him sign with another Major League Soccer club? Or maybe you just don't want to see him come to MLS at all. Let me know in the comment section down below. But this is probably the most important thing and reason why I think that Neymar shouldn't sign with Inter Miami and Inter Miami shouldn't sign Neymar is because he needs to sign with another MLS team. Spread the wealth throughout the league. Now, if you watch Major League Soccer, you know that Son Heung-min just recently signed with LAFC and what that's been able to do for the club. It has been an incredible success for the team in Major League Soccer and brought all these new fans to the league that hadn't been supporting it before and never watched Major League Soccer or a prior game. We need to see more teams have this type of exposure and have these type of superstar players at other clubs to give people a reason to want to watch other games, other teams outside of just the local markets. Now, Neymar, Messi, people are going to watch that. Obviously, people are going to watch it. I'm going to watch that, right? But the problem is that when you collectively have all these players on one club, you're essentially telling people, fans, casuals, hey, this is the only team that's worth watching. The star team down south in South Florida with MSN, the Barca guys, that's the only team to watch. Don't worry about watching anyone else. That's what it says to me. Now, if Neymar were to sign with the Galaxy or Chicago Fire or New York Red Bulls or New York City FC, that would give people a reason to watch, or maybe even Orlando City, because we know about their Brazilian population. That would be, and it'd be interesting for the rivalry. But it would give people a reason to want to check him out with other clubs and also just help the league grow in general, raising profiles of other teams. So I think that it's essential that they have to have players like him sign with other teams outside of Inter Miami. And I felt the same way about Kevin De Bruyne when he was rumored to come to Major League Soccer this summer. I think there was even a brief rumor about Inter Miami being interested in him. Spread the players throughout the league. Don't make it just one club with all these guys. Have them in other markets. It's important for the growth of the league, especially heading into a World Cup year. You need to show that there's other teams except for other than Inter Miami or LAFC. They need to spread the wealth. And honestly, at this point, how motivated is Neymar? Let's say Inter Miami do sign him. They give him 10 to 15 million a year. How many games is he going to play? How is he going to fit in Miami, especially with all the distractions and everything he has at his disposal, the places he could go, the nightlife? I just think there's so many red flags that just don't aligned with it being a good signing for Inter Miami. Way too many red flags. And even if he is good friends with Messi, as they did rejoin at PSG in 2021 to 2023, I don't know if Messi's going to have the influence on him to keep him from the distractions or, working on his fitness. I just don't know if he's going to have that type of pull and influence over Neymar. Now, if you're asking me, do I want him in MLS? Of course, I want Neymar in MLS. He's one of my favorite players of all time. I remember exactly where I was in 2013 when they announced that Barcelona had signed him. I was over the moon. I couldn't believe it. It was an incredible moment for a Barca fan because we got this prodigy, this guy who had this high ceiling of being in the conversation with Ronaldo and Messi one day, and he's playing on the other side of Messi. I was super excited to see what he could do, and I would love to see him in MLS. I just don't want to see him at Inter Miami. And it's nothing against Inter Miami. I think it's a bad move for both parties. Like I've said, I don't think it's a good move for Inter Miami, and I don't think it's a good move for MLS, and I don't think it's a good move for Neymar because of everything we've listed in this video. But I do want to say this. If it comes down to Neymar only going to Miami or not coming to MLS at all, I would let him go to Miami because I would like to see him come to MLS. I would rather Neymar go to Miami than say he never came to Major League Soccer and I never got to see him play in the States. That's my take on it. I would rather him come here than say he never came to MLS. And there's other players that I wish would have came to MLS, and I don't want Neymar to be one of those guys, especially because he's one of my favorite players of all time. So that's my argument for Neymar, against Neymar, coming to Major League Soccer, not going to Inter Miami. I want to know what you guys think. And also, did you guys enjoy this video? If you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that little bell notification so you never miss a video. And until next time, guys, I will see you all soon.